And Guru Angad Dev Ji looked at Bhai Jiva Ji and said, Ki, today I will not eat the bhojan that you have prepared because you have went against hukam. So Guru Angad Dev Ji said that you did an ardas for Paramatma to stop the rain so that you can serve me with this food. But did you know, Bhai Jiva Ji, that it is because of this rain, the heavy rain, that ships could sail in the ocean? WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another episode of Sikha Di Bhagat Mala, where we are exploring the Sakhi of Gursikhs from the time of Guru Sahib, as mentioned by Bhai Gurdas Ji and told by Shaheed by Mani Singh Ji. So today's Sakhi is of three Gursikhs, Bhai Phirna Ji, Bhai Jodh Ji and Bhai Jiva Ji, and they are the Gursikhs of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So Bhai Gurdas Ji in their Vaar, they say, Phirna Khera Jodh Sikha Ji Vaar, Seva Samave. So three Gursikhs here, Bhai Phirna Ji, Bhai Jodh Ji and Bhai Jiva Ji. So the first Sakhi is of Bhai Phirna Ji and Bhai Jodh Ji. Now these two Gursikhs are from Khadur Sahib, and Khadur Sahib is the place where Guru Angad Dev Ji lived their whole life. So Bhai Phirna Ji and Bhai Jodh Ji, they come to Kartarpur Sahib and meet Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and they became the Sikh of Guru Nanak Dev Ji by partaking in Charan Pahal Amrit. So now that we have Khande Batte da Amrit, that was started by Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Before Guru Gobind Singh Ji, when someone wanted to become a Sikh of the Guru, they would take Charan Pahal Amrit. So in a batta, in a bowl, there's pani, and the Guru Sahib will dip their toes into the Amrit, and then the Gursikh will drink it, and Guru Sahib will bless the Sikh with Naam. So Bhai Phirna Ji and Bhai Jodh Ji became the Sikh of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and they did this benti, they asked for this blessing. Ke Sache Padshah, now that we have become your Sikh, can you please bless us with the Gyan, that by us following this Gyan, this wisdom, this teaching, we can be liberated from this world? And secondly, how can we be blessed with Gursikhi Di Daat? Now that we have become your Sikha, how can we practice Sikhi? So these two questions were asked by Bhai Phirna Ji and Bhai Jodh Ji, and they asked for this blessing. So now Guru Nanak Dev Ji is going to address both of their questions and give them this Sikhya. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, firstly, if you want to be blessed by Sikhi, you have to become very humble. Now Gurbani says, Mithat Neevi Nanika Gun Changaya Tat. That when we speak about Mitha Bolna, Neevi means to be humble, to have so much of humility that even if you do so much of bhakti, you do not see yourself as superior than others. Even if you dress in a Guru Roop, in Guru's Bana, you wear kakar, you have beautiful dumala, you are not proud of your physical attire, nor your internal spiritual attire as well. So Guru Sahib says, how can we practice to become humble? Guru Sahib kende ki use your body, your physical body, to do seva of the sadhus, of the saints, of the Gursikhs. Whoever comes to your house, serve them. Go to the Gurdwara, go to the Dharamsala and serve the Sangat, serve the Sikh as well. This is the way that you can utilize your body to practice humility. Now Sangat Ji, we know that the three as the Guru Sahib blessed us, Seva, Simran and Sangat. Simran, what it does, it destroys all our karam, because Naam is the one that helps to destroy our karam. Now, when we do Sangat, we get inspiration and motivation from those that we do Sangat with. And Sangat's virtue is so great that Guru Sahib cannot say no to Sangat when we do a benti or ardas in Sangati Roop. Now, Seva, what it does is, when we have so much of blessings from Guru Sahib, when we do so much of bhakti, sometimes there is a fine line of home. Now, what Seva does is, when we do Seva, it helps us to destroy our home and to destroy our pride. So Guru Sahib says, you want to practice Sikhi, you have to be humble. And to be humble is to do Seva of the Gursikhs, the saints and the sadhus. Now, the second question here, the blessing that Guru Sahib is going to give them is, when they ask, how can we be liberated from this world? Guru Sahib kende ne ki wake up in Amrit Vela. So now Guru Sahib in Gurbani, they says, Har tana Amrit Vele vatte ka bijya pagd khaye ghar ch rahe nikhutte nahi. So in this pankti, what does it mean? Har tan, the wealth of Naam, Amrita Vele Vatte Ka Bijya, that the wealth of Naam, the seed of Naam planted during the time of Amrita Vela, Pagda Khai, the Pagats who do Amrita Vela and practice Naam Simran, Pagda Khai. What happens when the seed of Naam is planted? It becomes a tree and it gives so much of fruit, so much of blessings. Ki Bhagat khai, the Bhagats, they enjoy the fruits. Kharcha rahe, and they give out the fruit. Nikutte nai, yet the blessings is never limited. It's limitless blessing. That tree of Naam that has flourished because it was planted at Amrit Vela, the fruits from that tree of Naam is just so abundant that the Bhagats eat it themselves, enjoy the blessing themselves, they share it with everybody else, yet it is limitless. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji told Bhai Phirna Ji and Bhai Jodh Ji, ki wake up at Amrit Vela, do your Ishnan and do WhyGuru Simran. Remember Paramatma and go into Sadh Sangat and listen to Gurbani Kirtan and Guru Shabad. Vichar on the Shabad of the Guru, and this is the way that you can be liberated. Bhai Phirna Ji and Bhai Jodh Ji took the teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji given to them and they practiced it their whole life, and this is the way they were liberated from this world. Now, Sangat Ji is very interesting because this is the same Bhai Jodh Ji that after becoming the Sikh of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they went back to Khadur Sahib, and at Amrit Vela, when they get up to do Ishnan, one day they were reciting Guru Sahib's Bani, and Bhai Lehna Ji. So Guru Angad Dev Ji, before becoming Guru Sahib, they were Bhai Lehna Ji. Bhai Lehna Ji, they were walking past by and they heard this Bani being recited by Bhai Jodh Ji, and Bhai Lehna Ji asked, what are you reciting? And he says, it's Gurbani. And Bhai Lehna Ji asked, whose Bani is this? I've never heard this before. And he said, this is the Bani of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And Bhai Lehna Ji asked, how can I meet Guru Sahib? I would like to have his darshan. And Bhai Jodh Ji then tells Bhai Lehna Ji ki Guru Nanak Dev Ji is in Kartarpur Sahib, you can go and meet Guru Sahib there. And this is how we know the Sakhi of how Bhai Lehna Ji then, before going on their yatra, they actually stopped and went towards Kartarpur Sahib, and then they had their first meeting Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and from then on we knew that they stayed with Guru Nanak Dev Ji and eventually became Guru Angad Dev Ji. So how we know ki Bhai Lehna Ji was brought into the house of Guru Nanak Dev Ji was through Bhai Jodh Ji, who took on the Sikhya from Guru Nanak Dev Ji, practiced it, and then shared that same blessing with others as well. So now in the same Pankti, Bhai Gurdas Ji speaks about the third Gursikh, which is Bhai Jiva Ji. Now, Bhai Jiva Ji also became a Sikh through Guru Nanak Dev Ji, but they served Guru Angad Dev Ji in Khadur Sahib. What was Bhai Jiva Ji's Seva? So, Bhai Jiva Ji was given the duty to make Guru Angad Dev Ji's langar every day and serve Guru Angad Dev Ji. So, Guru Angad Dev Ji's routine was a very simple one, and they used to eat very simple meals. So, every day Guru Angad Dev Ji for breakfast, they would just have khichdi. So khichdi is basically lentils with rice boiled together, and they would have dahi, yogurt together with the khichdi, and that's it that Guru Angad Dev Ji would eat. And Bhai Jiva Ji was the one responsible for preparing the langar in his own home and then bringing it to Khadur Sahib at Guru Sahib's Asthan and serving Guruji. So what happened was, one morning it started raining really heavily. It was pouring so much ki Bhai Jiva Ji, when he looked outside, it was impossible for him to walk from his home to Guru Sahib's Asthan without getting wet and without the food being drenched with rainwater as well. So he kept thinking, how am I going to go and serve Guru Angad Dev Ji? And Guru Angad Dev Ji, because he had a very fixed routine, Guru Angad Dev Ji was very, very punctual. So if it was already time for langar, Guru Sahib would come to the langar hall and he would sit and wait for his langar to be served. So he was very, very punctual in that sense. Now, Bhai Jiva Ji was doing ardas. What he did was, he stood up, he folded his hands and did an ardas, ki Sache Pacha, please make the rain stop so that I can come and serve you the langar. Now, Bhai Jiva Ji did that ardas and the rain stopped. So he went from his house to Guru Angad Dev Ji's Asthan, and Guru Angad Dev Ji was already seated, ready to have his meal. And Bhai Jiva Ji served the khichdi and the yogurt, placed it in front of Guru Sahib, but this time Guruji did not eat. So Bhai Jiva Ji was concerned, ki Sache Pacha, why are you not eating? Is it because I'm late? Is there anything wrong? And Guru Angad Dev Ji looked at Bhai Jiva Ji and said, ki today I will not eat the bhojan that you have prepared because you have went against hukam. So what does this mean? Now, this was a Sikhya that Guru Angad Dev Ji was going to bless Bhai Jiva Ji. So Guru Angad Dev Ji said that you did an ardas for Paramatma to stop the rain so that you can serve me with this food. But did you know, Bhai Jiva Ji, that it is because of this rain, the heavy rain, that ships could sail in the ocean? That because of the heavy rain and the strong wind, that ships could easily sail and go across and save time, otherwise they would be stranded in the ocean. Now, when you made the rain stop, you made their journey impossible. Secondly, did you know, Bhai Jiva Ji, that snakes who are filled with so much of poison in them, their body is so heated up that they feel so thirsty and they can't even go out in the scorching hot sun, that they hide themselves in the earth. And when it rains, the snakes, they can quench their thirst because of the rainwater by drinking it. When you stop that rain, when you did an ardas to stop that rain, you are not allowing the snakes to quench their thirst, drink the pani, so that the heat in their body can be cooled down. So now Gurbani says कि when we read Japji Sahib, Guru Sahib कहते हैं हुक्म है अंदर सबको बाहर हुक्म ना कोई, कि even the rain, the sun, the wind, whatever it may be, the whole nature also works within hukam. Sometimes when we see certain things happening and we feel like, why is this happening against my wish? You know, when we are going to work and, you know, we are riding a bike and it's raining really heavily and we complain, oh, it's raining so heavily, we can't go to work, you know. But we are not thinking that maybe because it might be causing a bit of an issue for us, but that rain is important for some other people, some other animals, some other creature. And that is Guru Sahib's hukam, because the nature serves everyone, hukam serves everybody, and everybody has to live within hukam. So Guru Angad Dev Ji then told Bhai Jiva Ji कि as a Sikh, the idea for us is to live within hukam. And Guru Sahib कहते कि even if you had brought my langar after 1.5 hours, I would still have waited. You know, nothing would have happened to me. And you know, maybe it would just be late, but what we have done is we have accepted the hukam कि it's raining, I can't do anything about it. All I have to do is accept it and wait for it. So what would have gone wrong, or the worst thing could have happened is my food came late. That's it. Now Guru Angad Dev Ji says कि just as a wife is an agyakari, that she follows her husband, just when a couple, when they're together, they listen to each other and they have that commitment towards each other. And just like as a Sikh, Guru Angad Dev Ji says that we should see ourselves as the servant, as the dasa, the dasi of Paramatma, who is our husband, who is our master. Now we can't question what our master does, especially Paramatma. Of course, in this world now, when we have bosses and, you know, CEOs, we can still question their intentions, their, you know, judgment, because they are not perfect. But we cannot question the judgment or the will of Paramatma, because Pulan andar sabko apul Guru kartar, कि they never make any mistakes. So Guru Angad Dev Ji told Bhai Jiva Ji कि if you want to live as a Sikh and you want to gain liberation from this world, you have to live within the hukam of Paramatma every step of our life. So Bhai Jiva Ji then said Satabachan, and then they continued serving Guru Angad Dev Ji their whole life. So this is how Bhai Jiva Ji, just by following Paramatma's hukam, living in the will of God, Bhai Jiva Ji was liberated. So these are the Sakhiyan of 3 Gursikhs mentioned by Bhai Gurdas Ji, Bhai Phirna Ji, Bhai Jodh Ji and Bhai Jiva Ji, on how they met Guru Nanak Dev Ji, then they served Guru Angad Dev Ji, and they gained mukti from this world. So hope you enjoyed the Sakhi. Pula Chukkan Dikhima. WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh.